I think I recognize that dorks. It looks like the Godbuster. Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Wah! Welcome back to the Red Ones Go Faster. I'm old Big Mek, and I'm catching up on my reading here. And, yeah, this book has everything about the greatest orc that ever lived. Let's get into it. So yes, I am indeed old Big Mek, and this book right here is the original WOG Orcs from first edition Rogue Trader days. If you would like information on where you can order yourself the hardback version of this book, all you have to do is join our Patreon, which is down in the description below. You can join at the free level, and that'll get you that information. But anyways, inside this holy tome is a multiple page story about the greatest orc to ever live. No, not Ghazkhull, of course. It's Makari. That's right, Makari actually predates Ghazkhull. Again, Big Mek is a very old Big Mek indeed. So Makari was an orc character actually for a long time. Again, all the way back to Rogue Trader. And Ghazkhull actually started off as a regular knob that happened to really kicked butt in a White Dwarf battle report as piloted by Andy Chambers. And so original Ghazkhull then begat special character Ghazkhull for second edition. And somehow they got married up with Makari and they became a thing. Now, they were not the greatest duo. They were not the greatest pair. They were not the strongest orc heroes at that particular point in time. That did not happen until third edition and the launch of the War for Armageddon, the third War for Armageddon, when Ghazkhull Mag Urthraka and his crazy mech boys built a bunch of rocks and descended upon Armageddon and Hive Hell's Reach. Now, all of this was told in the first codex in third edition that mixed armies. Up until that point, everything had been singular army. Codex Space Marines was just Space Marines. Codex Imperial Guard was just Imperial Guard. Codex Armageddon was something brand new because it had rules for multiple armies in it. It had rules for the Black Templars. It had rules for the Armageddon Steel Legion, Imperial Guard. It had rules for the orcs, and then I believe salamanders came out at the same time too. It was this whole multiple thing. But the really cool part about it is Games Workshop did a worldwide battle for it. And that battle actually determined what happened with the lore. And nothing like that had ever been done before. And it was something really, really cool and really wild and really different. And out of that, Ghazkhull became something greater. And along with Ghazkhull came Yarrick. Now, Yarrick was already a Imperial hero in second edition and before this codex came out. But that third edition codex Armageddon and that giant months-long worldwide battle really cemented Yarrick as this giant hero that would defeat Ghazkhull time and time again, and Ghazkhull as the biggest, meanest orc that ever lived. And then from there, it has evolved more and more and more until now, of course, we know Yarrick as Old Baelai, as he was featured in the first Warhammer Plus thing that was released. It was actually episode 3 of Hammer and Bolter, but it was the first one released, and it was the one that was released to like the general public before Warhammer Plus went live. Now, Old Baelai is really pretty cool. The original miniature form was kind of weird. It had an orc claw that looked like a giant crab claw, and of course they painted it red too to really like drive it home. It was definitely something a little wild and different. And again, he wasn't the greatest Imperial Guard hero, but he was cool. And then with Armageddon and this miniature coming out, he became very, very cool indeed. Now, this metal miniature was, I believe, re-released in fine cast resin, but then that was the end of the line. And of course, nowadays in Codex Imperial Guard, ever since their 9th edition one came out, Yarrick is no longer a playable character and has gone the way of Creed and a bunch of others into the sunset. And you know what? That's kind of okay. I really love Yarrick. I've always loved Yarrick. I've loved Ghazkhull and Armageddon and all that, but you can only rehash the same story so many times, right? You can only have the Eye of Terror begat the Chaos so many times, led by the same guy. It just gets stale, right? And especially with like Yarrick being a regular human, he's not going to live forever. And so it's okay that he has passed off into the sunset and has become an old hammer thing with everything else. Now, Ghazkhull and Makari, on the other hand, are still alive and kicking, as you saw by the Giganto box here. And this Ghazkhull is an absolute monster compared to the OG here. Now, there was one more released in the middle, and that was with that 3rd edition Codex Armageddon, there was this big metal guy, and I mean big. Like, he weighed a couple of pounds, and if you chunked him at somebody, they were definitely getting a concussion. And really, really cool model, very chunky. You can still find him around today. He makes an excellent, war boss in Mega Armor, alternative to the one in the Combat Patrol, or you can make him the Knob in your Mega Armor squad. He is quite a bit bigger than your regular Mega Knob, though. Like I said, he's a hefty boy. I've seen a number of conversions too, turning him into like a little miniature Death Dread. But yeah, this new Thraka is insane, and I cannot wait to build and paint this guy up. I have so many projects that it's hard to where do I do it? What do I do it in? Like, what order do I do it in? But I'm very glad to have him. The thing about it is I don't know what to do with original Ghazkhull here. So this is my original Ghazkhull. I had him back in the day in the late 90s. He spent a long time painted. I have actually stripped him a couple of years ago. You can see he's got kind of some staining left over from that paint job back in the day, but he's in really good shape. But yeah, he doesn't fit aesthetically with anything else, and it would be kind of weird to have 2 Ghazkhulls in the army. And I've been thinking about making him like a totem or something, like maybe on the top of the Stompa's head or something like that, as a symbol of great works past. But of course, then you've got Makari too, and what do you do with him? So if you guys have any ideas on what to do with my Orc army for Ghazkhull and Makari, or should I just paint them up and put them on the display shelf and not even have them in the army and just have them on display? I can even leave them on their original tiny little 25mm bases and paint them goblin green, right? I mean, that'd be pretty cool too. So I think, yeah, what I'll do is over on the Patreon, I'll put up a poll with what should we do with OG Gaz and Makari. And yeah, maybe we could turn that into a video before the end of Orktober. As far as old Baelai is concerned, though, he is indeed going into my Imperial Guard army. I do run Valhallans, which he fought in the desert, not in the snow. But I'm going to paint him up anyway, put him on the snow base, and then probably just run him as a regular Commissar in my army, even though Commissars can't have Power Claws anymore. But it's fine. He could totally live with my Imperial Guard, and he could be, Yaren? Rarik? I don't know. But yeah, we'll put him in the Imperial Guard. And then Big Thraka here. We definitely want to do Big Ghazkhull at some point in time on the channel. I don't know that I'm going to get to him this Orktober. I got that big guy up there that's really close to being done. And I'd kind of like to get Big Stompa done or Ghazkhull. Again, I can't decide. I can't decide. I need your guys' help. So if you've got some advice for me, do I do the Stompa or do I do Big Gaz for the Orktober finale? And then do I put Yarrick in the Imperial Guard or not with the Valhallans? And then what do I do with OG Gaz and Makari? Those are all questions that I need answers to. So I'm turning to you, the loyal viewers, to let me know what you think I should do with that. So yeah, that's been this video. It was just a retrospective. I was there with the original Codex Armageddon. I fought in a bunch of battles. I submitted my results. And I remember it being really, really cool. And I would love to see them do something like that again, now that we've got High Fleet Leviathan coming in and all that. And they did a little bit with the, which Codex was going to come out first, Tyranids or Space Marines. And that was pretty cool, especially because Tyranids won. That was interesting. I liked that. I did like that. But yeah, that's the video for today. I have been making painting progress. I've alluded to it in some of the comments. My Grot squad that I showed off earlier is completely done. Has a little tufts on the bases and everything. I do have paint on my Boomdaka Snaz wagon. In fact, it is actually almost done. It is over there drying right now. I got a couple of more finishing steps on it, and then it's final assembly and getting it mounted on its base in its Papa Wheelie formation. Another thing, you guys want to see a video on how to do the Papa Wheelie when they don't have the wheelie bars and get them set in there where they stay forever? Let me know. And yeah, we'll keep going from there. So Orktober is chugging right along. Got a few more videos in between now and the end. But the big question, of course, is the finale. Do we want to see Gaz in the finale or Big Stompa in the finale? Let me know down in the comments below. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, hitting like, dislike, subscribe, Patreon, Amazon links, anything and everything you do, telling other people about it, posting in Discord, sharing. I really appreciate all of it. It's helped the channel immensely, and it's helped be able to continue doing these kind of things, and I really, really, really appreciate it. So until next time, walk on!